What you see behind me is the world's strictest and largest prison. This mega prison has a capacity of 40,000 prisoners. Here are the most unsafe people you can even imagine. How many people's lives have you ended? Is it 5 or 10? How many? More than 50 mega Siemens 13 and many other gangs. These are animals, these aren't people, they're psychopaths, sociopaths, the kind of people we have here. We are about to see the burst of the burst. Welcome to see the world's largest prison by capacity in elevator, which was constructed to imprison the highest profile criminals. Those who enter this prison are destined never to leave alive. There's no way out. How you going to come out of this? The reason why this small country of 6 million needs the largest prison is the gangs once dominating the country. These gangs faced a dramatic crackdown starting in March 2022 under President Nayib's administration. Over 70,000 individuals, about 2% of the country's adult population, were arrested within just 16 months. Buses transported thousands of change gang members to Seoul in a tightly coordinated nighttime operation, sitting one behind the other, heads lowered. They looked like a single mass surrounded by armed guards. None of them dared to resist commands. Their life has changed in a day. In this documentary we will interview one of them, one of the most ruthless gang leaders, known by the nickname CEcot. 10 minutes. You only have 10 minutes. Built in 2022, this massive prison is made up of 8 separate modules spread over 410 acres of land. Each pair of modules is enclosed by 2 separate 3 meters high walls with razor wire. The entire facility is surrounded by a towering 9 high wall with a 3 meters high electric fence carrying 15,000 volts. 19 watchtower are ensuring nothing escapes. Notice the entire design doesn't just prevent escape, it erases the very idea of it. Hello, we have permission from the presidency. The soldiers stopped us. We're hoping this will be the last checkpoint. The jammers blocked all signals within a 2 kilometers radius of CEcot, completely cutting off all communication. Over 600 soldiers work only to secure the perimeter. We are going to leave all of our belongings here before entering the prison. We will only carry our cameras and microphones. That's it. Pass slowly. Look at the camera. The body. I forgot my wedding ring off. Well, that needs to be put away over there. This high capacity X-ray scanner even shows bones and internal organs. It's mainly used to scan newcomers, ensuring no one tries to sneak in anything forbidden on their body before entering. The inmates used to swallow some objects, or they would try to bring them a nog or micro SD memory cards, microchips. And not only that, even phone charges. Another thorough body search has been conducted. Take off your shoes. They even inspected inside our socks. It took us around 1 hour just to pass through security, even though we were invited as media. After months of applying, guards are wearing masks because they're doing a risky job here. So if they get identified, it might be riskier for them to go to town centers, because these gangs, they have a lot of connections, so they have to keep their identity secret. Why don't you wear a mask? I have to talk to them face to face, looking them in the eye. They already know who I am. We're in the registration room. This area is for inmates only. When a criminal is captured on the street, they don't carry ID or give their real name. That's why their fingerprints and photographs are taken here to enroll in the system. Once they become a permanent part of SO, the inmates lose all contact with loved ones for the rest of their lives, as family visits are strictly forbidden. It's also important to note that a small number of innocent people were mistakenly imprisoned during the big crackdown because of the no contact policy. Their families have no idea where they are or if they are still alive. Through some, this documentary could be their first chance to see a missing loved one before entering the modules where the inmates are. We visit the armory of the prison. This section is on must in case of possible riots, and these convicts are the most unsafe people on earth. The type of firearm we use is AT-65 rifle, similar to the M16 rifle. We also have this other firearm, which is a 12-gauge shotgun. A 6R rifle allows us to maneuver in space that are too tight to move. Whenever criminals are arrested and dragged to the bus, various cuffs and chains are used to restrict their movements and minimize the risk of harm to officers. Has there ever been a riot in? So far there have been no escape attempts. We have the worst of the worst within criminal organizations here. The riot gear consists of a head protection, a face shield, neck protection, an anti-T trauma vest, leg protectors, shin guards, and of course a shield. Generally in the prisons, inmates invent any kind of handmade weapon like awl or knives. They are fully protected. You can see how protects his feet. Since this prison is so large, we have to hop on this bus. We are entering the module area to keep the country safe. 1,000 staff members work inside SE. It is impossible, but let's just imagine that an inmate get out of the fortress. These pebbles that you see are put here intentionally because when they walk on these pebbles, it works like an alarm system. It makes a noise. They cannot sneak away. Have they tried to escape? No. Did they try? Difficult, because they would have to go through a series of security rings. So was built with its own infrastructure in an isolated area, including an electric